What's going on, fam? I told y'all we was going to do it. You know, it's early in the morning. Early. But you're listening to the Y'all Burgundy and Go Everything Commanders pregame show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Commanders are in Madrid, ready to take on the Miami Dolphins. They're abroad. It's wild. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. I'm Wole, and I'm joined with my co-host Glen and George. What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. You still sound like you got that sleep in your voice, man. You know that.
Yeah, you can hear it. This is not like I told you. I am not a morning person whatsoever.
Yeah, man.
It's tough. It's rough. What's going on? It's rough.
What's going on, good people? Number 9, good morning, man. It's top of the morning to those who got up with us. Glad to be here, man. Let's talk Commanders football. Hopefully they get a win. Last time over in Europe, they didn't do so well. So
yeah. In my Sunday routine, this would be about the time I'd be diving in the shower before heading to church. So yeah, we're gonna get there somehow. We're gonna do all right.
I'm already dressed for church, getting ready to go. Hit a little bit.
There you go. God bless you guys, man. God bless you guys. It's okay. You know what? We gotta knock out some logistics before we get into the show. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and go to Errrything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errrything. And hit us up on your IG and TikTok at ABG_Errrything. Make sure you subscribe to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button, man. Just hit that button. Also, if you're in the super chat, we accept super chat. Super chats help us support our show. Each super chat will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Our pregame is also being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right, here is the rundown. We'll chat with Bowie TV's Commanders beat reporter Candi Waller. She will be joining us live from Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, and we'll also talk about the keys for Commanders' victory over the Dolphins and provide some predictions. Then finally, we'll select our Commanders fantasy football selection for the day. All right, live from Madrid, we got Bowie TV's Commanders reporter, Candi Waller. What's going on, Candi? What is good, Candi?
Hello. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yes, we can. How are you, Candi?
Yes. I'm doing all right. I think I put some pep in my step once they were like, you got to come down to the field. I'm like, to do what? Play? Because I'm joking.
I know, right? I know. Hey,
maybe you need some help down there. Maybe you need some help. But I'm going to go down to the field here shortly. And I'm gonna try to get back in the link here from the field. But we can do this first though. But
all right, well, let's get into it since we have you for a short period of time right now. Any notable actors and actors?
I think probably Ben Sinnott had an ankle injury in practice the other day, and he is inactive. He's not going to play. Everybody else is kind of like, hi.
So get into Ben Sinnott. That's why. So this happened in practice.
Yes.
Wow, that sucks. All right. Sucks for him. All right. So
to my understanding, it did. He wasn't on the injury report until like end of the week.
Okay. So what stands out about the Commanders' energy and focus preparing for this international matchup?
I mean, I think for me, the overarching message is, both teams are going on a bye, obviously, after this, right? But, they're down another body. They're down another injury yet again, right? I think the total number of injuries is, I don't even know the total number, but I think the total number of games missed is like 82. When you total up how many games each player has missed this season.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, that's outrageous. I can tell you because I have the numbers right here on how many injured players and all that. And it's just like, hey, at least like for me at this point, it is effort. Dan Quinn took over the play calling responsibilities. That is like one step away from letting someone go completely.
Yeah.
But I think that it's effort. It's the effort's got to be there. I mean, I think last week I may have shared on the recap show with you, Wole, that I said I saw some players do some things that I've never seen them before.
Yeah.
Right? Your one word was quit.
Yeah.
Right? If it's one thing I've never seen any of these individuals do is quit.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing, so with that, that's literally what I saw. And so I'm like, in the first time with this staff and this regime, I saw that. I'm not going to call out which players I saw because of, I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
But you
don't worry, I called him out last week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but you all got eyes. But there may be some that you may not have called out that I've seen. And I'm like, hey, yo, he don't act like that. He doesn't move like that. And at that point, we see now Dan Quinn is taking over the play calling. The effort's got to be there for all 60 minutes. Sometimes I've seen the effort. I'm like, they just get beat, everybody. They just get beat. So, there's been some elevations from the practice squad. I think that should be mentioned. Which is, it's a bunch of stuff that should be mentioned, you guys. So Chase Edmonds, running back Chase Edmonds was elevated from the practice squad. Trey Hawkins, a corner, was elevated from the practice squad. In terms of the injuries, there are 21 players that have been injured on this team for a total of 82 games missed, meaning each player. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know how any team overcomes that. Okay, I just don't. So today, and probably for the rest of the season for me, it's like the effort. Once I saw the effort dip last week, I'm like, just show back up, Let's see. They've lost 3 defensive ends, their top 2 corners, their starting safety, their starting running back, 4 wide receivers have missed time at various points. It's just hard to overcome that. And I'm always going to be here to bring truth. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to feed you no BS. I'm definitely not going to feed you no BS from Spain when it's 8 o'clock in the morning for y'all. Okay, I just can't do that early in the morning like that. I think it's also important to mention that linebacker Ale Cahill, who's out with a concussion, he was fined $46,000 for last year.
I saw that. I was wondering what that was about.
Of the helmet. Javon Kinlaw, $28,000 from last week's game. I mean, and this is Ale's second offense of the use of his helmet, because a similar situation happened in Atlanta. So, yeah, this is just me keeping it a buck. I'm looking for effort. I saw them lose. I saw them just lose. Like, just gonna let everybody run past me now. So y'all didn't get down there. What they down there? Excuse me, y'all. I do have to have this discussion. I'm sorry. Hold on.
All right. But let me put her. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah. They just suspended folks. See, they're not learning lessons out there, man. Like we got the same thing with a I think she's back. Hold on. Same thing with Luda. What's going on, Candi?
Yeah, I'm back.
Back. All right. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I'm like, listen, I don't get in trouble. They're not gonna put me out of Madrid.
Go ahead. Y'all have a question for Candi before we have to let her go? Sure.
No, it can't exist.
I do, because I'll put up Paul's question about Treylon Burks getting hurt last week, because I'm wondering the same thing. When did Treylon Burks get hurt that he can't play this week?
In the game.
Yeah, when in the game, though? Because
I don't even know if he knew. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because it was one of them situations where I think it was the adrenaline, and he was just doing his thing, and that finger wasn't cooperate.
This is one more question from Paul.
Because he had to go into surgery.
There's one more question from Paul. Then Glen, said, Candi, from a PR perspective, should the Commanders have let Witt interview after his demotion?
Why? What was he interviewing for?
Somebody asked him a question. He didn't look. I won't lie. I think JP posted.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Should Should
She
they have selected? You
him
mean
do
with the media?
The media.
Scrum is what you're asking.
Yeah. Your PR perspective.
I mean,
I know it's a hard one because it's your job, so I don't know how to.
we asked to talk to him.
Yeah.
He accepted it. He could have declined it.
There you go.
He manned up.
He could have declined it. I mean, you can't duck wreck. You can't duck wreck. I mean, you're still on the team. You're still a coach. But we speak to. I also think that this should be clear. We speak to assistant coaches. We request assistant coaches and all that. Now, yes, this is a different situation because of the demotion, right, and the responsibilities. So,
I
mean, he's still involved. He's not like they have a very similar setup as I don't know if you all heard the whole scrum. Maybe you just heard bits and pieces.
I heard that once,
They have a very similar setup to what they had in Dallas.
Yeah, I heard that.
Where he was Dan Quinn's assistant. So that's all it is.
It should have been the play. Should have been the.
But to that point, right? We have had, we've done scrums with Brian Johnson. We do scrums with the assistant coaches and assistant staff.
Right.
Now maybe because maybe because of I don't know, because of his demotion this week. But hey, it is what it is.
Hey, Candi, question. Since the announcement of Dan Quinn becoming the defensive coordinator or taking over the defensive coordinator duties, have you seen a difference in the defense? If so, what difference have you seen?
I'm going to be honest with you. No. I mean, like, they show up the same all the time, right? And because we've been out here with international media, a mix of international media as well as Dolphins media, they're not going to let us see. We don't get to see as much anyway, but we've had no one-on-one time with the players other than in the press conferences, but the press conferences have been, even though you all didn't see the press conferences publicly, we've had press conferences, but they're very structured. So there has not been like the one-on-one locker room time. The time to watch practice has been shortened as well. So we just haven't. I'm gonna be honest and say my answer is no, but that's simply because we haven't had the opportunity to engage the way we normally would if we were in Ashburn.
So, is Kane Medrano active?
And Kane is active, yes. Ale is hurt. Ale is out. So, and Jordan McGee popped up on the injury report late in the week as questionable with the knee injury. So, but he's active. But yep, Kane's active.
So, Candi, I got another question for you. In your opinion, whether you do know or not, this demotion of Joe Witt Jr., was it officially a Dan Quinn decision, or do you believe, or do we know if it came from up top?
Dan Quinn.
Adam. Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, hey, Candi, we'll catch you later. Hopefully, this during this show where you can pop in from the field.
Yeah, I don't know, because now I'm like, well, what y'all want me to do? That's why I had to sit here. I might just stay on for another 5 minutes until somebody calls me.
All right. Well, we got you. All right.
I'll stay on for 5 more minutes because at that point,
cool.
Then I got another question.
At the same token, I feel like getting no more trouble.
I go ahead.
If I was in if I was in Estados Unidos, I would do it.
Right. I know it's already been a code red, push red, but panic button, all that. This team after this game has a bye, and then they have a tough stretch of games. It is the bye opportunity. Well, not opportunity. Do you think things would turn around after the bye, and do you think things would turn around today for this team?
I mean, yes, they should turn around today, but I'm going to be honest, I would be surprised. You 21 players down, man, I don't even have, you know what I mean? It's just, now they're not going to tell you that, but me just knowing this team and knowing the personnel and knowing where the deficiencies are anyway, it becomes what do you want them to do? You would much rather have to bank on, again, the Commanders doing everything right with what they have, and you would actually have to bank on the Dolphins having a very bad game, which, Tua get hot, he can get hot, and make this defense look bad like others have so far this season. The offense would have to have a daggone near perfect game right? No turnovers, time of possession, mastery, and scoring touchdowns. We are inside, so Matt Gay should have a decent day. Um, and special teams. One of the things that Coach Quinn did talk about this week is that starting field position is going to be critical for this game because you're down so many players, but they're going to also have to try to keep the defense off the field as much as possible. So, that's just, so we'll see what happens. But this is it seems like every game is a must-win game for them. But I'm anxious to see the effort and if there really is a difference in the play calling, right? If there is a difference, because some of it is still, the message here in a real cohesive way has been execution, execution, execution. Well, if it's execution, 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 that means from coaches to players, they're all publicly saying and all saying it's us, it's the players, it's us, not executing, right? So let's see, because if there is a vast difference because of defensive play calling, then that really can't be the execution perspective unless you're just trying to do the right thing because that's your head coach now calling the plays, right? And you know what that means.
And which you can't say it, which that means is another statement. This defense is better because Dan Quinn is calling plays. There's really no need for Joe Witt.
From an offensive perspective, it's Cliff needs to call a better game. I say it because other people have been saying it. Since week 7, I've been a little down on the games that he's called. I've been a little down on it. And because I haven't seen that emphasis on the run and the consistency with sticking with it when it works.
So he's turning into Eric Bieniemy.
And I don't even know why. I don't even know why, because he was the one who was ripping and raving about his running back room.
Mm-hmm. Right. Facts. Nothing but facts.
That was him. Well, when I started asking a bunch of questions, he was like, "Thank you for asking about the running backs," because that was all August. So,
George, you had a question for Candi too, right?
Yeah, and it's sort of, we've always heard about Dan Quinn. Players love him. Players play for him. You've talked about seeing effort. And Wole, I think quite rightly, said his one word was quit when you collaborated the other show. If this defense has another terrible day, do we have to start talking about if this defense, if not this entire team, has quit on Dan Quinn?
I don't think they'll quit on Dan Quinn. I'm just going to say that. I don't expect to see that today at all. But what I do want to ensure you all are understanding is that you just cannot expect, and Duran is not here. So you already can't expect it to be pretty. And if they win and it looks good, it needs to be a pleasant surprise. And the reason why I say, they're not quitting on Dan Quinn, I know some of these people too much and too well to be like, I know what the issue is. Am I going to say it publicly? Heck no, because I don't have public confirmation of that. If you understand what I'm saying and what I'm putting down. And so, but they love Dan Quinn. He should have just been calling the plays from the beginning. Because much earlier, I asked the question in week 7, but that's because you saw issues in week 4 that I think he could have helped with. But at this point now, but every week you get down and down more players. And my challenge is, and that's why I want to help for people to understand, you can't have the same expectation, and every week you lose players.
You lose players, yeah.
Every week they're losing players, so to still expect what you would have got in week 1 now in week 11 it's impossible now, because you're not even the same people. I posted a stat that Nikki Javala shared about the pressure rate after Dorrance went out completely. Did you see that drastic difference?
Yeah, it's a big number. Yes, it dropped off tremendously.
See that drastic jump? That's crazy. But it's real, and we all saw it. Right? And then if you really take into consideration losing Dietrich, then losing Javante after week 4, then losing Dorrance Armstrong, that's your 3 pass rushes right there. It's gone. Everybody said, where's the pass rush? It left with the injured players. It's gone. They don't have one.
Hey,
I just hate to be that honest, but it's like, it doesn't exist.
The medical staff is earning their money this year for sure. With those players that's named, with 21 players that's gone, who is injured, who do we expect to return after the bye? And does them winning the game determine if people are going to return or not?
Everybody who can come back. Let me stop laughing. Will Harris looks phenomenal. Will Harris looks really good, you all. They opened up this 21-day window this week. Drake Jackson, they had picked him up, but he came on and he was on IR. He would help, he's a defensive end. He would help with the pass rush. Jaden and Terry will be back at some point.
Is there? I guess the fans have a consensus. I know people in this chat have a consensus.
Deron will be back, but that's because he only had a 1-game suspension.
Right. If this team is out of it, no, why bring Jaden and Terry back?
Because they can play.
And
so
that's just how they are. I'm just being honest with y'all. That's just how they are. They can play. So, if they win today, they'll probably more than likely bring them back anyway. But, if they lose, I guess they got to wait. That's when you got to wait and see what everybody else is doing. To see if, if everybody else is losing and you still got a shot somehow, some miraculous way. But, there's already been talk about potentially flexing the Denver game.
Oh, yes.
The Paul asked this question, Candi, if we win, and then the bye week will Jaden return after the bye week? More likely. George, you got a question for Candi as well?
No, I mean, I also want to say hello to Donna Hopkins. She'd say hello to us
what's up
in the chat.
Hey, Donna.
We got to say hello to Donna.
Oh, that's Donna. I apologize. Donna.
Yeah.
Hey, Donna.
Yes. She's
I ain't awake, Donna. I'm not awake. I'm sorry. She's not awake.
Is there any chance, Candi, that because Dan's now calling the defensive plays, that might affect Cliff's play calling a little bit, and maybe we see a little more run game to help the defense out today? I mean, I'm kind of grasping at straws on that side of the football, but that's what I would hope for.
Because Dan Quinn is calling plays, you probably gonna see everybody level up today.
That's true. That's facts.
The head coach done had to step in. Because Dan Quinn is the role of him as the head coach. Here is the culture setting, the expectation. This is what it needs to be. The coordinators, they deal with the game planning and the scheme that fits that culture and the expectation. The position coaches get the guys ready to play. Okay, so now that the person who has the culture set says, you know what, because in a way he's taking a demotion. Now I got to come down from my head coach throne, and now I got to call plays because this got to look a certain way.
Right. Hey,
so that's what's happening here. So once the head coach gets back into the weeds, everybody know what time that is.
Hey, Candi, I got a question. I brought this up Thursday night on our podcast. Joe Witt Jr. got the demotion. As you mentioned a few seconds ago, Dan Quinn got the demotion. How much of this is really on Joe Witt, or how much is on position coaches not making sure people understand? Especially in the secondary where we see people missing coverages, where guys are not getting covered. I know Joe Witt's the defensive coordinator, but before the defensive coordinator organizes the plans, but position coaches got to make sure their players understand. So is any position coaches getting any heat?
I mean, I think if anybody was getting any heat, not to my knowledge, but if anybody was, it would probably be the DB coach, right? I think it would be the DB coach. What I would also like to say is, in any organization, me being a leader myself, whenever things don't go right, it's the leader's fault.
Yeah.
It's the leader's fault. If the expectation isn't being met, it's the leader's fault. Now, one of the things that I've said and I'm learning, and y'all know how I am about all of these guys, week 4 would have been my threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said I would have demoted anyone, but I would have said something then about this is what this needs to look like. This is my expectation, and if it doesn't look like that, we got an issue. I'm taking over the play calling. It took me to week 7 to ask the question just because of how bad that day was, but the issue was apparent in week 4. It was apparent in week 4, and at that time you had a much healthier roster. We're talking a month and some change away, and you've lost people since then, which in my mind means you've lost opportunities to potentially correct this, and now you're in kind of panic mode.
You got a question from Taj Candy. Says, who are the starting corners today? Is it Mikey and Jones?
Yep, I guess that's my neighbors calling me to come down there. It's like I'm playing. That was funny. I made myself laugh.
Oh my god!
But yes. Short answer, right? Because now Trey heard. I was like, wait, what? Huh? Yeah, Trey is not here.
DC said, "Why is Joe the only person getting demoted? This is definitely not all his fault."
That's what I said.
I mean, who else gonna get demoted?
Exactly.
Man, y'all tripping. Like, y'all like I'm sleepy. Y'all tripping. That man's it's that man's fault.
and if they play well, and look, if the defense finds a way to play well today,
y'all don't want that art. I'm telling you,
that's going to be the confirmation.
I mean, because and hey, listen, I'm one of those people that I'm gonna be keeping real and objective about everybody, right? You can't demote everybody at the same time in the middle of the season. Be for real, everybody. Now, at some point, everybody needs to use their tools, which means use your brain and say everybody can't get demoted. Like at the end of the day, somebody looks. Joe ain't the fall guy now. He's not.
No.
He's definitely not. He's not.
He deserved that smoke. He deserved that smoke.
He deserved all of that smoke in the Falcons game. Remember, I came on here and I said, "Joe Widow," because I saw what they were doing. No. He deserves all the smoke on that. But now your issue is your injuries are a problem. At the time, the injuries were not a problem.
And he was still who he was.
He was still being. I don't know what he was doing, but it ain't. See, sometimes when you see certain things like. It's too much of a regression. I'm going to name 2 people on defense. Too much of a regression. Mikey Samerstill and Frankie Louvu. In 2 different positions. So who we going to blame? Dan Quinn? The position coaches for that? No. That's a scheme challenge right there.
Yeah.
Because there's no way those 2 men should look like this going into week 11 after the seasons they had last year.
Correct.
No way. Okay, so I get down into the nitty gritty like that. You know what I mean? So, Dan Quinn, like I said earlier, Dan Quinn is always responsible because he's the leader. If any of my men, if any of my team, like I'm the president of Bowie TV and I'm also the commander's reporter. If anybody on my team mess up while I'm over here in Spain, guess whose fault that is? Mine. And I'm in Spain.
Yeah.
But they messing up. They don't have, that's gonna always. It's the leader always gonna catch that smoke.
Yeah.
But we know what we're watching. We understand being objective. We understand where this goes. I'm gonna give you the last year's. It's too much of a regression with both of those.
Yeah, I agree.
Too much. Those two men, they don't even look like the same people on the field from last year.
They don't.
That's wild, ain't it?
Yeah, they look like trash.
Let's remember way back early in the season, Wole and quite a few others were a little bit worried about Mikey going back inside, and it messed him up. I think that's pretty clear.
I mean, whatever.
I would have had to see it. I would have had to see it 1 or 2 times, and I'd have been like, Mikey, what you want to do? This what you look like here. This what you look like there. What we doing? All right, get back. It's real simple to have a conversation. It's not like let's just wait and see if they figure it out. Well, no, we don't have time to figure it out.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, Candy, it's also a dope. I talked about this on another show, but I think it's a dope story. You got the Paul brothers playing together. They do. Patrick Paul, a left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. You got Chris Ball, our left guard. Has Chris Paul talked about how dope that is just to have play on the same football field with his brother?
I mean, I think I love the storyline. I think it's great. Chris is very excited. I have not had an opportunity to talk to his brother. But I mean, it is definitely a huge storyline, even with the international media.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. I think I want to get on this soapbox real quick
Mhm.
because I don't think any of the players' press conferences were streamed this week. I was so impressed with this team. And there was a few times I had to like really smile and be like, you know what? As objective as I am, I take my job very, very seriously. It's hard not to want these men to do well, simply because they are good. Like they're like I've been around here. Wole knows when the team didn't just play bad, they were bad. Like behind the scenes, like they weren't nice people to cover. It wasn't a nice environment. And I know it's like that winning off the field thing, but I'm here to tell you that stuff matters. You know what I mean? It matters from a player perspective. It matters from a media perspective if the people you work around are trash or not. You know what I'm saying? And I will tell you the way that they handle the international, you know, of course us, you know, local media, but the way they handled international media and just, you know, working with the translators to make sure they can understand the question when they were being asked in Spanish and all that, they were remarkable. They were remarkable. Now, it'd be nice if it'd be nice if they won today, but if they did, it would be a pleasant surprise. So, just being honest. But I thought I wanted to tell you all that. I meant to post it the other day, and I said, well, when I do the show on Sunday, I'm gonna let fans know you all root for a remarkable group of men. They really are outstanding, and it just unfortunately hasn't shown up on the field yet.
I think that
End of my soapbox.
No, I do think that's one thing. That's why when I talk, you know, I talk about certain players, I make sure I keep it like within the confines of production on the field. But I do think because from a distance, a lot of them seem like really dope, cool individuals. Even coaching staff,
dope.
I know I feel like I'd be rough with like, you know, I'd be talking about Joe Witt Jr. and stuff, but I try to preference myself because even when I saw him, be real with you, even when I saw him. His presser, well, like when like that clip, I initially felt bad for the dude. You know what I mean? And I've been talking reckless, but I felt bad.
I have been hard on him, and I will tell you, it was a sombering moment because these are people's livelihood. These are their jobs, and the Commanders have ran out on the field.
I can hear it. I think loud as all.
You will know that the Dolphins are the home team here.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Yeah.
This was their home game.
The Dolphins are the home team, and so now you really don't know who's doing what. But the Dolphins, everybody, I don't know. It's a mix of fans in here.
I think you can feel.
They don't know who they're cheering for.
I think you can feel bad for a person, but at the same time, right? This is a business, and it's a performance-based business, right? Yeah. And you as a head, because you took the position, you wanted to be defensive coordinator, right? You thought you was ready to take the job. You can feel bad for him, but at the same time, I appreciated the fact that he was willing to answer questions and man up and take accountability, right? Sure. So again, this job that you chose. My only thing with him is this.
I'm gonna come right back. Hold on.
Right.
My only thing with him is this: that he didn't have enough gumption, as Candi said in week 4, to fix the wrongs or the nuts gumptions. I can't say, I don't know who's watching this, but anyway, I've been worked with some DCs that don't want to change, right? That don't want to change, who's gonna live or die on their own scheme, come hell high water, and don't listen to assistant coaches. Is what it is.
You know, I do want to say that Joe Witt is a good dude because after really transparent, I told y'all I've been a little rough and a little hard on things after the Atlanta Falcons game. What can I share publicly? I will tell you this. Joe Witt Jr. came and found me, and we had a conversation. And I have never had a coach be aware of my critique. And it wasn't like he came to find me because he wanted, you know, let's get into some smoke. It wasn't that. It was very, very professional. And he wanted to know, he talked to me about the questions that I had and I asked him the questions that I had. And it was a very, very professional conversation. And some of the things I understood, some of the things I understood everything. Let me be clear on that. I understood everything. I just had a different thought, which I shared, and he was, we had a excellent conversation, professional to professional. But to say I would love to have a conversation with her. If she got some more questions, I want to talk to her. First of all, that's a respect as a woman in this industry.
Yes.
And he gave me that. And I was the one who was like, don't you got to go to practice? Because it was a very good conversation. Friday after everything in his scrum, he shook everybody's hand. He didn't have an attitude. He shook everybody's hand. He did all those things. It's tough.
Good
and
dude,
then, like I said, the players, watching the players, their professionalism, working the translator, really trying to understand what they were saying, answering the questions so eloquently, just being so professional. From the young players to the veterans that everybody dragged. Let me tell you something. They work the room like nobody's business. I was like, they are good. Let me take some interviewing skills from them. This is impressive. So it's been entertaining all week. I've been entertained. So let's see if I'm entertained today. Because that's one thing that I probably will tag y'all in the post. I'm not entertained. Not entertained. And if I am, I'll say maybe I'll be entertained.
Awesome. Hey, Candi, we appreciate you being on. You're dope. Giving us your time.
I guess I'm not going to go downstairs, even though I'm pretty sure it will be downstairs. I'll let you know, Wole. I'll text you if I do.
All right. Hit me up.
Hey, Candi, I appreciate you. Much respect to you, Candi. Much respect.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all for having me on. As always, I'm glad I was able to join y'all from Madrid.
I appreciate it. Hey, you want to plug Bowie TV? You ain't plugged yet.
Yes, Bowie TV. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. If you are in Prince George's County, Maryland, you can find Bowie TV on Comcast channels 1097, 1097, and 190, 190. Follow me everywhere at CWall SC on Twitter or X, and just Candi Waller, Bowie TV Sports, everywhere you go. You'll find us.
Appreciate you, Candi. All right,
see y'all.
All right, see you.
Bye.
The great Candi Waller, Bowie TV.
Yes, I want to answer. He said nobody's cutting Dan Quinn any slack here.
I think
nobody's
that's
doing that.
No,
I mean, DC Slim's like, how is he getting no blame? He's not getting no blame.
She pretty much said
He's
it.
all blame.
He's
honestly.
I I'm gonna say this. I think Candi pretty much said it. Like as the leader, you get blamed. I think that was the overall message.
Yeah,
she said that.
Exactly.
I think in terms of it's like any job. Let's be real. Like in any job, in life, if you got somebody under you that's not doing their job, you can hold them accountable, but it still falls on you. You hear that all the time. The buck still starts with you. So it doesn't, like, if you have a staff, regardless of who you are, I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's failing on your staff, you're gonna as the leader or the boss, you're gonna get blamed. That's how that position works, and then you deserve it. I'm not saying that because you hired that person, so it does come from you.
And that was my point. Yeah. He hired him. He hired Joe Witt. He hired Joe Witt, and he might have knowing that Joe Witt. No one's doubting that.
No one's saying he doesn't. That's all. Yeah. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, he hired Joe Witt, he was giving Joe Witt, giving a friend an opportunity who may not have been good for the job. And so, and let's be honest, we would have been saying this last year. I was saying this last year. We were saying this last year that this defense wasn't good. And the smoke and mirrors was that this team, the offense was good enough to take this team to the NFC Championship.
Facts.
And then in NFC Championship, we saw how bad this defense was. And then we were like, oh, they needed run stop defense. The secondary was better last year because they played even in the same scheme, but they played better last year than they did this year. Your team in the second year of a coordinator shouldn't regress. I mentioned earlier about coordinators that I played for. At least in the second year of the coordinator, even though the scheme sometimes had holes in it, it was much better, right? So you have to look at it from that standpoint. He may not have been, the moment was too big. Dan Quinn should have fixed it or helped fix it in the offseason, maybe because of talent, because we talk about effort. To me, when you say effort, sometimes that's talent as well. They didn't bring the talent in that will give the effort they needed to right the wrongs. And the Giant game was a smoke and mirror game, and we saw what happened week 2. and then it's been steamroller since then, because we knew. Matter of fact, if we honest, we saw it in preseason when the New England Patriots came and just went up and down the field and on the starting defense for the most part.
True. I mean, they did against the backup. The Patriots first game. The first game, right? They did against the second stringers, but my example for that, like, I agree with you, because I do think that, because this is what I remember that show, and I was like, it was troubling to me, because we talk about setting a tone and setting an environment, and when that showed to me that, because in the NFL you're going to have people go down, like you're going to have folks get injured. That just showed me there was a lack of depth. Like, I knew, right? Like, and the starters, I know, because I don't get into. I mean, I'm not saying these players aren't good players or solid players, but like, I'm not calling. They're not like losing Ed Reed. It's not like losing Jaden Daniels.
No.
Like, when folks keep mentioning Will, I ain't gonna lie. Folks keep mentioning Will Harris. I'm like, come on, y'all. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not. Not to say Will Harris is a bad player, good player, but I'm just not gonna do that.
Right.
But it shouldn't be Will Harris goes down, and now that nobody in the secondary can communicate with each
that's
other.
what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Like, it's crazy. It's Will Harris isn't he's not a, like, if you tell me Will Harris is a game-changing player, like, that's a different result. That's a different thing. But Will Harris isn't a game-changing. He's a good role player. So you can't, I'm not gonna be here and say, like, the defense is so bad because Will Harris isn't out there. I'm not doing that. You know, hey, Glen, if you got to go, let me know. All right.
It's not
a big deal. We can handle. All right.
Gotta get ready to run, go give the Lord some of his time.
All right. Yeah, exactly, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but here it is. Keys to the victory, Washington Commanders.
Go ahead.
Keys to victory, Washington Commanders have to run the football today. The defense has to somehow give Tua some pressure, and also be able to cause some turnovers in order for this team to win. We saw Miami have a great week, which I was like, dang, Miami having a great week last week, coming to this week, so they got excitement. So those are the keys of victory. The X factor for today has to be one of the running backs. It has to be either Bill, has to be either you said they brought Edmonds up. Let's see how much Edmonds can run today. If he runs as well. It has to be one of the running backs, has to be the X factor in order for this team to get this game. My prediction for wins, Miami Dolphins 27-13. See y'all in the post game.
All right, Glen.
Thank you, Glen.
All right, man. Take these, man. Enjoy the Lord, man. He's awesome. He's amazing. All right. I mean that, man. I'm not being facetious. I would actually mean that. Yeah, I'm kind of mad that, like, Edmonds just got called up, man. I wanted it to be my man Donovan Edwards, but that's a whole different discussion.
I'm wondering who's questionable.
Yeah, that too, George. I was wondering that myself. I'm like, if he got called up, he had a good.
Because it's like, if you're calling Edmonds up, that means McNichols or Rodriguez or Bill is not doing well.
I know it's not. I have a feeling it's not McNichols. I can say that much. I know they love McNichols.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking, like, y'all gonna do Chris again dirty. that's where I'm like,
God, I hope not.
I'm like, y'all, and Chris is having a good game.
You, if that really is what's going on, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot. Because seriously, what is Chris Rodriguez doing wrong? He's doing nothing wrong.
Yeah,
really.
Man, I'm serious. I kind of, like, my mind is like, I'm about to do Chris dirty.
I hope not. Paul, I know that he's been.
He's not out.
He's had shoulder issues, but he's active.
He's active.
So yeah, but I wonder what's going on.
Is he active? He ain't on Candy's. He was on Candy's list of inactive.
Yeah.
Let me confirm though, because I saw it. Well, the Commanders list. I said Candy's list, but Candy posted it as well, like everybody. Mm-hmm. No, he's active. Chris is active. We'll just see what happens. What will y'all say if they do the same thing with the same players? I told you what I would say. I told you what I would say. I would say that it's a bigger problem. Like, I told you what I would say. I said like, that's a question for Dan that he gotta man up. I told you that though. I asked you, look, DC's and I'm gonna keep, like I said it to you on the other show. What if they do play better? What will you say? But you never answer that question though. That's the thing. You never answer that question. But yeah, so back to the game. I expect a motivated front. I think I'm gonna give Paul his flowers, and Candi said it pretty much too as well, and Glen said it. Like when you're playing with your boss, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there could be that energy too. Like, you know what I mean? Like now your boss is in it. There's a little bit more of it. Like in any job. So say in one job, like your boss gives a project to a particular person, right? And that person doesn't, that person may not, the people under that person, because they're dealing with this is not the supreme boss, but this is not the supreme boss, but the person's individual's people under that individual, they're going to work hard for their boss, right? But if it's from the main boss, it's from that project comes from the main boss, and now the main boss is kind of like in the meetings and whatnot. You see the intent, you see it's different. The energy is much different, right? We've all been in a situation when the energy is much different. Like when you got the main boss in those meetings, you're gonna be like, you're gonna act like you're gonna do even more. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some kiss ups. You're gonna get even more. You know what I mean? So the energy is different. Now, does that result in better play? We won't know till today. But I'm just saying that they're like, I think if you're not, I'll say this much: if folks ain't playing hard with him as the defensive coordinator, that's a whole different beast. Like that's a whole different beast.
Yes, it is.
And it goes back to what DC Slim said. Then yeah, we're gonna have to have that real discussion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. See, how could we look, man? You keep saying that, man. I keep trying to tell you. You never answer my question. You answer my question. Then I'm gonna answer your question. You gotta answer my question eventually, dog. You're gonna have the answer to it.
It's like what if they have a really good game? I mean, we'll all be frustrated for a different reason, but it is something worth talking about.
I can answer your question easily. If the defense was dominant or playing well, I can answer a question if they were playing. Like, what if they play bad? Like, I can answer that question. I have no issue answering. Like, this, what if? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying.
Now, see, Taj, I can't believe, Taj, that when the head boss is not there, you're taking an extra 15 minutes. I can't believe that, Taj.
Everyone comes back from lunch break on time when the head boss is there. Yep, agree.
You telling me, Taj, you're taking an extra 15 minutes when you can get away with it? Is that what you're telling us?
I'm telling you.
I can't believe that.
Hey, man, look. Creatures. We are creatures. Look. We are human beings. It's in us to sometimes take a little bit, just a little bit. It's in us. It's in us, man. You give us an inch, we'll take a mile. It's in us, man. It's in us. We're human beings. Everyone pays attention more. Yeah, in a meeting when a CEO. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
That's definitely true. Or you hope so. Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you don't, that's a whole different level. If you ain't showing that type of energy, you definitely don't respect your coach. That's pretty much what I'm going to say. And then that's a problem with your tone and your like as a leader. That's a problem is your tone as a leader. That's when we can really have that discussion. If they win 3 games, then so either way, basically you're telling me either way you don't care. That's what I'm saying. Either way, basically, it's more like either way, it don't matter. Either way, you don't care, DC. Why are we even having this discussion? Either way, it won't even matter. If they show improvement, you're gonna be like, well, it's a false sense of security. You know what I mean? My God, man. Either way. So why are we going? We should never go through this. We should never go through this dance, man. We already know we both stand. You know what I'm saying? We know we stand. I appreciate that comment because now I know. Like either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I walk a lot. What post said? Like Wole and I said Friday on the preview show, the energy will be high because the microscope is on the play more on players. I agree. I'm at work listening to y'all podcast.
There you go.
Oh man,
hey, that's me too. But I'm driving around, so I can get away with it a little bit.
Oh man. Let's see. I'm telling you, man, I am exhausted. I won't lie to y'all. Like waking up, I was like, "What? Why is my alarm going off?" I was like, "What is happening?" I had set things up early so I wouldn't have to like do anything. So why am I waking up? What is happening? Oh yeah, I won't argue that. I won't argue. I think when you're talking future, what do you like? How far in the future? I don't know. I wouldn't argue that though. I wouldn't argue that. I do think that everybody has their their place in the system. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I'll use basketball. I think basketball is the best way to do it. I'm not a big Michael Jordan fan, but like Doug Collins was a good coach when Michael Jordan was in Chicago. But to go to the next level, sometimes you need a Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Even as a Laker fan, even like, what's the dude's name before Pat? Before Pat Riley.
Paul Westhead.
Yeah, Paul Westhead. Yeah, Paul Westhead was cool.
He won a title,
and he won a Super Bowl. And he won a Super Bowl. He won an NBA Finals. Sorry, excuse me. He won a championship. Yeah. But hey,
Magic wanted him out. People were booing Magic. People forget about that.
Yeah, they booing Magic. But you won a dynasty, though. You won a dynasty.
No,
Pat got you what you need. That's the future. Pat was the future. You know what I'm saying? So, but even before Paul Westhead, when the other coach, when he had that bike incident, because Westhead took over because the other coach got hurt, like injured, and but that's not even part of it. But basically, the example is what you said, George, like Westhead to Pat Riley. So yeah, sometimes. So to your point, like I'm not saying he ain't the. But you could still be solid in your job, but you may not be the future of your job. You know what I mean? Like I said this about Cliff. I don't think Cliff's a horrible play caller. I just think Cliff's good. His skill set can go but so far. But if you're talking about going to the next level, I don't think Cliff's the future. Like you're gonna need somebody after Cliff. I don't think Cliff's the future. Like if you want to give a better example for me, I don't think Cliff's the future. So I think and that's either I don't care if he has a job. That's either he's going to get a job or whatever. I don't personally see him as for Jade in the future would be somebody I would keep in the long run period. Like I think I would give him like 3 years and then I would be cool with letting him go somewhere else personally. Paul, so okay, Harris isn't on the impulse. Yeah, Paul, he's not. He isn't an impulsive owner. So Dan will be here. I agree. That's what I'm saying. There will be changes to the staff after this, though. I don't think he's an impulsive hit. Like he's not an impulsive owner. I don't think you want an impulsive owner who goes off of public perception. That's what you kind of want to avoid. That's what Danny Boy did, and I think you want to be opposite of that. But this is what I've always said this about Dan. Like that's why you can see it with fans, though, right? You see it with fans, right, George? I've said this all the time. It's crazy that people hate Daniel Snyder, and I didn't like Daniel Snyder, so I'm like putting that out there. It's crazy people like they like a lot of these people they hated Daniel Snyder, but a lot of them thought like Dan Snyder. That's the funny thing about it, though.
No, well, he was a fan.
That's
or
why,
at least he said he was a fan.
No, he was a fan. I mean, in terms of how he ran the team, in terms of like when player stuff, like public perception, like if they struggle, like he would try like quick. It wouldn't be like let's play the long game. Then he would typically fire you. Then he tried to get what he tried. He hated you could tell he hated the notion that he had a quick trigger. Because I think he kept Jay Gruden way longer than he needed to. So yes. But he was like, I'm sick of folks saying and I fire people all the time. So I'm just going to keep him on.
Of all the people to get a second contract as a head coach of the Washington Redskins, it had to be Jay.
He changed his whole model. He changed his whole model when Bruce Allen and them came. Like, he changed his whole model because he was like, I'm not gonna be that guy who fires everybody quick. Like, but he thought like a fan. But fans act the same way. That's the thing that gets me. Like, they act the same way, but they hate the dude. I'm not the biggest Snyder fan, you know what I'm saying? But I did understand who he was, though. Like, I felt like, oh yeah, he's a fan running the team, and the team didn't need a fan. They didn't need a fanboy running the team. That was the thing. They didn't need a fanboy. You know. Now, was he nickel and diamond? Yeah, he was nickel and diamond, though. He was like in terms of nickel and diamond at a time where like we're talking about developing a better a better infrastructure with like the locker rooms and things of that sort. I mean, obviously, we knew he was. With players, he would
not upgrading the practice facility at all kinds of things.
Yeah, but we did know that like players, he would be willing to pay players. He wasn't cheap with players. Like he would pay players.
No, he was cheap with everything else. That was the problem.
Exactly. He was cheap with everything else. What's going on, Coach? What's going on, Coach? What kind of OC would you want for Jaden long term? I would want a guy from the Shanahan tree. That's what I want.
And I would add though, Coach Lombard, if you pick the right OC, you're not going to have him long term. because then they're going to become a head coach somewhere else.
Yeah,
so
long as that's good, but as long as
I think what Wole says is right, but it isn't just one person. It's probably several people that you kind of want from that tree.
Yeah,
that keep getting produced, because
exactly.
in this league, whether it's right or wrong or whatever, the good OCs get plucked right away.
Oh, facts, George.
And it's the good DCs that sometimes you can hang on to for way longer than you should.
Yeah, that's true. That is true because everything's tied into the quarterback.
Yeah.
What we got here? Coach. Let's see. Assuming one misses the playoffs, which we're gonna have that discussion in the off season. Coach. We gotta tackle this game first. We're gonna do that coach talk at towards. Let's do that coach talk towards the end of the year. I mean, we can save that one. But George, your keys for Commanders victory.
Number one, you've got to get turnovers against Tua Tagovailoa. That is just, we've had that. We just had that discussion Thursday night, and seriously, this guy does nothing but turn the ball over. And if you can't turn the ball over against this quarterback, what are we doing here? I mean, Michael Penix, Jordan Love, some of the other ones we faced who like to give the ball to the other team, we haven't been able to do it. Mm-hmm. If we can't get turnovers tonight, we don't have much chance. Or today, we don't have much chance. Simple as that. I think the other thing is,
13 turnovers.
Find a way with what we've got to at least move the chains once in a while, and maybe play some tempo. I mean, that's the other thing. And some of it is we don't get that first down, so we can't play tempo. It feels like that's the only time this offense has moved consistently is when we're going quick. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see us playing at a little bit more tempo, because it feels like that's the only time it's been working this year.
Yeah, I can't believe some of y'all are that awake this early. Y'all are crazy. That's crazy. For me, turnovers are huge. I didn't know Tua had like 13 interceptions. That's wild. Yeah, turn the football. Yeah, get some interceptions. Forget turnovers are like whatever. I want interceptions. Like, I think what I mean when you're talking about Tua, you're talking about interceptions, right, George?
Usually.
Yeah, I want interceptions, man. That's what I want. I feel like he gives you an opportunity. It's not that early. I mean, dude, now you tripping. It's early, bro. We did a show at 8:00, man. You tripping. It is early. Like, I'm just early. Like, I'll be in bed. I don't never want a Spain game in my life. Like, I ain't in Spain. I'm not if I was in Spain, then yeah, it wouldn't be early for me, because I would get used to the time change. Because the time change actually is similar to, it's the same exact time change in Nigeria. So I'm like, when I get used to it, I'm used to it when I'm there. But I'm not there. I'm here. I'm waking up at these time. I'm waking up at U.S. Eastern time, and like I am struggling. I am struggling. But go back to the game. Yeah, run the football. Stop putting pressure on Mariota to like try to be like the savior throwing the football. He's throwing the ball like nicely. I'm gonna lie. Mariota has looked good throwing the football, but I don't need him throwing the football often. You know what I'm saying? I need him run the football. Like, I want to see a lot of Chris Rodriguez. You know, a lot of Chris Rodriguez. And then I want to see a lot of I don't want to diminish Bill, but I want Bill to be use Chris to soften the defense so Bill can pop the long one. I think it's very important, like, to do it that way. Woke up, they took a nap, now ready. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that sleep. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of y'all really enjoy your sleep enough. That's the problem that you got while you guys are up. I don't think you.
Some of us just don't get enough of it. That's the problem.
I mean, some people don't, but some people don't want to sleep. Like, they feel like they're missing out on the world. I'm like, nah, sleep is good. You know, you can miss out on certain things. It's really good. It's really comfortable. Yeah.
Yes,
running back by committee. Yes, Deluxe.
Yes.
Yeah, Deluxe, where you been at, man? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. You've been hurting my feelings. Like, oh my God, Deluxe. You're right, Deluxe. Right, run the ball. But running back by committee, man. Start putting this pressure. Like, try to shorten the game. Running back by, because I'm gonna say I feel like Cliff's offense is way better. I actually think his scheme in terms of running the football is better than passing the football in the NFL. So I think it's better when his scheme is better when he's putting up run plays than like coming up with like all these pass plays. I don't feel like he schemes people thoroughly open in the pass game compared to other coordinators. Because some coordinators, like I'm not saying like you need talent. Don't get it twisted. But some coordinators can kind of work around not having the most talented individual. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, for real. We'll talk. He can. Like I don't really. I mean, can't no knock. I'm gonna mention some of these names. It's no knock on some of these dudes because they've had decent, but like Anthony Armstrong wasn't a household name, but he made big plays in Washington. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope. I mean, what question is this? Let me see. Why do we expect anything different? Oh, okay. I'll read this. Why do you all expect anything different when we know this coaching staff doesn't adjust to anything? Well, we'll see today, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll see today. Hope is what's the term for hope? Hope is what? Hope is eternal. That's the term. I think. I gotta think. Well, hope is something. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm not awake. All right. Don't judge me. I'm not awake. Taj keys to the game. Be functional. Be a functional team this week. Knows dysfunction. Line up right. No blowing assignments. I think that's perfect, actually.
No, yeah, we can't have defenders running into each other this week. It's going to be a tough post game for some people if that happens.
Man, you see, DC Slim, you see the lot. Like I heard, I would love to play the lotto again. I won't lie to you, but that $5 a ticket stuff is wild, bro. That is insane. Like I don't know. Like my brother gets mad at me because he said you don't play the lotto no more. I'm like, I've been stopped playing the lotto. But when I heard it went to $5, man, true story. I'm giving y'all real life stuff. When I was in college, it was like this store. I was sick of school. I got real sick of school, or whatever. I got real sick of school. And like there was this convenience store in the cut, like right off campus, right? So I used to literally go and walk and play the lotto. And I was like, man, if I hit this Mega Millions, or I think it was Mega Millions, I'm quitting school, like quick. And like I'm quit. I'm going to teachers' classes. Like screw you, haha, I'm rich, like Dave Chappelle type stuff. I ain't cursing this. Y'all get the gist of it.
But you didn't, and now you're a proud alum of the great Maryland Eastern Shore, and we're glad.
Yeah, I'm a proud alum. Yeah, but I hit that mill, bro. If I hit that Powerball, they wouldn't like me. No, they wouldn't like me. They wouldn't like me, buddy. What we got here? Yeah, had some craziness happen. Oh man, life was life. I feel you, man. Starting to calm down. Hey man, prayers to you, bro. I hope everything's good.
Absolutely.
Real talk. Why pay $5 for a lottery ticket when you can play a $1 prop bet?
It's a good point. It is a good point, to be fair, Taj.
Yeah, that's true, man. I ain't thinking about that. I don't do prop bets. I need to start gambling again. I stopped gambling in a long time. I used to be like an addictive gambler. I used to drive to Atlantic City thoroughly when we didn't have casinos here. I used to drive to Atlantic City and like go ham. I didn't leave. Like I would get to Atlantic City like 6 p.m. and leave like around 5 a.m. I was a savage. I was a savage.
Pulling the one-armed bandit?
Man, me and my brother used to go ham. It was a job. I had issues, man. I was doing it. All right. So yeah, George, give me your predictions, dog.
I got a similar prediction to Glen. I got 31-17. So okay, we're not going to lose but 3 touchdowns this week. We're only going to lose but 2. I mean, and even if I thought Dan Quinn taking over the play calling would make a big difference, Candi tells you, look at all these players we don't have. Granted, some of them we haven't had for a while, so at some point even that excuse runs out. But let's be real. They are down bad in the defensive front. They're struggling in the secondary, even though they're not as hurt there as other places. I mean, I don't know what we can't expect too much. So yeah, 31-17 Miami for me.
All right, before I go into the score, I told y'all this story. I think a lot of folks. All right, no, actually, I won a lot. I would win. I would have some times when I was broke though. They got me. Atlantic City would get me too. We had a love-hate relationship. Me and Atlantic City had a real love-hate relationship. We were like some days I knew he hated me, and sometimes, I would be like, yo, I hate you too. It was a love-hate relationship. It started off, Paul, funny story. It started off with craps. Started off with blackjack. And then the dealer was like cheating me. I ain't really like it. Because I was like, I would get 21 and then he would match me. And I was like, and I had it like twice. And I was like, nah, bruh, I ain't messing with you no more. You cheating. So from that point on, I went to like craps. And then that was like and craps is like sports. Because there's like, you get the adrenaline, like it's like a team game. So when I started, it's like, it fit me. Like I love sports. You know me, I play basketball or whatever. I love sports. So it was like, you have to rely on people to hit your number, or then you bet for people to lose so you can make your money. So it was a lot. It was like a lot going on, man. I love craps. Then I had to stop craps because then craps started getting a little too dangerous for me. Like mentally, I started like losing money quickly than I really wanted to. But I would have some days on craps though. Like I remember I won like 2000, like for like in like, and I don't know. I wasn't even betting.
Live craps only for me. I like craps as well, but it's got to be live craps. It can't be no machine where you put.
No. Live. No, never. No. Yeah. Live. I'm talking about you need the thrill. You need the people. You need the energy. No, you need the energy.
Yeah.
Like I went 2,000, like because I was down, and I went 2,000 like quick. Like I was quick because I had got my numbers like a beast. I bet on this chick. I was like, yeah, you don't give me these numbers. Boom, she was hitting these numbers. I was like, yeah, let's get it. It's young me, man. Young me was about it. Young me was about. Then I moved to roulette, and that's a whole. And I love 50-50 odds, man. I like black, red, odds evens. I can. Y'all got me reminiscing. I thought about during this government furlough shutdown. I was like, man, I should go back to the casino and start going get my money.
No.
I thought about it. Hey, I used to hit an A City on the random day trips. Haven't done it in years. Lots of memories. Yes, the luck. I did the same. Me and my brother. That was like, we bought. My brother's like my best friend basically. So we would like, it'd be like, no, like my brother is my best friend. So we would like. Be like, we call each other up and be like, hey, you going? You try and go? I'm like, all right, let's do this in a couple weeks. All right, bet. Let's do it. And we just go. Here we go. House can let you. I know the house is dirty. I'm having y'all talking about gambling. Let me stop this. All right, Paul. Paul says 24-13 Washington. Santiago 24-21 Washington. 50 Cent get you do it. For 50 Cent get you 25,000 for 5 pick 5? 50 cents for real? Oh, I gotta think about that one. Well, I feel you. So I got y'all talking about. I gotta stop doing that. So y'all, AC runs on the weekend. Facts, big time. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you. A statistics professor in college spent 2 weeks teaching us how to play craps. Best attended class.
I would enjoyed that.
Oh, I loved it. DC Slim 34-10 Miami. Not surprised, DC Slim. It starts so here we go. I'm gonna go back to this game. Let's see. Yeah, now I got y'all really going roulette.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going Commanders. 27-20 Commanders.
Okay.
And and hopefully, hopefully we have our future future offensive coordinator, Mike McDonald.
Yes.
All season after this game.
Yes.
What are George your fantasy football player selection?
Oh gosh, you know what? Especially with Ben sending out, I don't like it, but I gotta go Zach Ertz.
Dang. Why are you acting like Vincent? What does Vincent have to do with Zach Ertz?
Well, Vincent, I was hoping that now that Vincent finally threw the ball to him last week, that maybe they would use him a little more. Oh, hey, he got a touchdown. Maybe we'll throw him the ball.
Let me cue him. Like there's some like this is the same thing like I said about Luke. And no knock on Luke. Mike, you ain't here. Because Mike's sleeping. Mike's definitely gonna be sleeping. I know Mike's sleeping. Like when Luke got schemed open, it's not because Luke was like breaking him down to get open. He was just open.
Oh, I know that.
The same thing with Ben Sitter. They ain't like Ben Sitter getting open.
I know. I was hoping. Like, hey, they actually did something with him. Maybe they'll do some more.
For George, even his run, I think somebody had tweeted this. His run when he got that long run after the catch, He looking just as fast as Zach Ertz. He was
No,
I like Ben. And I like Ben Simmons. Dude, dude, I
ain't
like Ben
having
Simmons.
that. Zach,
Look,
no.
Hey,
you can time Zach with a sundial.
All right, you know what? That's not. He looked just as fast as. I'll say this. Him and Bates look like the same speed.
No, that's true. That's true.
So that's all I'm saying. So Ben Simmons needs to like really because he needs. Well, I think he's being. I'll say this. I think he's being used incorrectly because I don't think he's a natural tight end. I think he's more of a H-back tight end. I don't think he's a natural tight end.
Yeah. I
don't think he's a tight end like Chris Cooley's an H-back, but he had tight end. He had real tight end skill. I don't think Ben Simmons has tight. He would. I really believe that he would be really good with the Baltimore Ravens the way they use their tight ends because they do like H-back and stuff like. They really. I think he would be really good because I think he can block.
Because man, Mark Andrews is long in the tooth, so they got to do something.
Oh no, he's still balling though. This year he balling. He balling this year. After last year, after that drop, yeah, he balling now. It's hard to get rid of somebody who really is good. It's hard. Question is, do we see a splash from Yankoff? I hope so. I think possibly. I Yankoff when he gets the opportunity, I think it's more. So I think Yankoff. I know people talk about Ben Simmons a lot because he's a draft pick, but I think Yankoff is more impressive when he gets the opportunity. Not to it is what it is. I think he looks more. I'm going with Lane, Debo, Bill, and Gay. Okay, for your fantasy selection. All right. For me, my fantasy selection you said Zach Ertz. That's a good one. My fantasy selection would be it's like bad. There's like nobody there for real. This sucks. I'm gonna go with the Commanders defense. I'm gonna be a heel for DC Slam. I'm gonna go with Commanders.
Let's step way out there. Let's step way out.
Hey, DC Slam, I picked the Commanders defense. You're gonna hate me, Brady. Ravens have likely, yeah, I know. And they deserve more touches. Yeah, I agree. Ravens have likely
a lot of time in the training room for likely though. That's the only thing.
The only reason
it's hurt a bit.
That's why it reminded folks of because of Andrews. Like when Likely went down, because Likely was getting way more touches than Andrews last year. That would be a player I would target.
They're definitely drafting a tight end.
Likely is in Likely is in his last year's deal. This is Likely's last year's deal.
No, that sounds right to me. Yeah,
I definitely target.
They're drafting a tight end. They better.
Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah, they need to because he's. How old is that Andrew? They do. They would.
They
would definitely. If they're not signing Likely,
I know that.
If they're not signing Likely, because Likely's young, I would re-sign Likely.
I mean, they should, but they need to draft another one just in case he keeps getting hurt.
They got Kohler. I mean, they already got good tight ends actually, buddy. They got I don't know. Kohler gets like touchdowns too. I don't know, but they could. I think maybe want to get another athletic tight end. You trying to say athletic tight end, George? Another athletic? Yeah, they could.
Yeah,
Andrew, they could. How old? That's a good question. How old is Andrew?
That's one thing. That last draft, I really like Harold Shannon Jr. and he's starting to cook for the Browns.
Now he is cooking. But they just got no quarterback. He's 30. I mean, is that 30 old? Oh, see, that's what I'm saying.
For Andrews,
he's 30.
He's only 30. He feels like he's been around forever.
And he's still productive. I don't know. He's still productive. He's 30 and still productive. He's still good. It ain't like he ain't dropping the ball. He ain't dropping like he dropped the one in Buffalo, as everybody remembers. But he don't drop passes. He's still making contested catches. He can block. He can catch. Shoot, I signed getting shooter. Give me Andrews. I'll take Andrews now. Oh, we got him. Shoot, he can block and he can catch, and he got a vicious radius. Man, give me Andrews in a second. That's about it, folks. Man, Todd said I'm going with Marcus. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, Miami did like get rid of all their defensive players. They're like in that trade, they went crazy. They trade everybody. But yeah, we're gonna have our post game show, which would be a respectable time. That's at 12, like 12:15ish. So I'll be awake by then. Like I'll be really awake. So I can really start going with my man DC Slim. We can shoot the breeze. We can trash talk each other. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna be right, somebody's gonna be wrong. It's one of them great days, you know what I'm saying? If you sign Zach Ertz, then you can get Andrews. Andrews like that. I'm sorry, Andrews like that. Give me Andrews with Jaden. Shoot, he just played with Lamar too. Andrews with Jaden. He could teach Jaden the Lamar tricks. Man, we do, man. That would be fire. But you still have to draft the tight end though. You have to draft the tight end. Like you have to draft one though. You gotta get a young tight end who's explosive. That's what they need to do for real. They need a young explosive tight end. They don't have a young explosive tight end. They don't have an explosive tight end. That's the problem. Nobody in their tight end room is explosive.
Yeah,
nobody.
That's true.
Nobody. So, like you look at all the ones out there like Laporta, who's injured. All of them, those they're explosive tight ends.
Yeah. My man Brock Bowers.
Yes, exactly. I don't mention it because he's a cheat code. I don't mention cheat code.
Yeah.
He's a cheat code, and Warren is a cheat code. Warren is a freaking cheat code, bro. I know, like
Atlee High School in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, he's from Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
From Atlee High School.
I know. Shoot, he is.
Yeah,
he is a cheat code, bro. Let's see. I can't wait to hear what y'all gonna say. We get crushed again this morning. Hey,
you know what, DC Slim? What we're gonna say is the truth because that's what we deal in
around
here.
We do tell the truth, dude.
And we're gonna say. And thanks to having Candi on the show in pregame, we're getting you the truth before a lot of other people are getting it.
Let me
just want to point that out.
I'm gonna say this.
Candi was asking the questions about Dan Quinn calling the defense about a month before the rest of these people started doing it. I just want to point that out.
That's a fact. That's a bar. I will say this. You don't gotta worry if it's directed towards me. You don't gotta worry about me saying like folks is right and so folks is wrong. I'm all good with that, buddy. It's like you don't got
full
worry
screen
about.
Full screen Wole has happened a few times.
The problem is when I'm right, can you handle it though? That's the problem. I know I can handle if you right. That's cool. Like I know I can handle it. When other folks are right, because I'll come in and be like, yeah, you're right, you got me. when I'm right, just can folks handle it? That's all I'm saying. I had one dude duck smoke and didn't even show him on a post game and said he was sleeping. I knew what he was doing. He was ducking. He was just ducking. But yeah, man, we gonna have post game right after the game. Right after the game, 12:15. And we gonna have a good. Hopefully, his vibes, man. I mean, hopefully his vibes. If not, we lose. We closer. Wait, and NFL draft looks a lot better. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Ruben Dane Bowl. Here we go.
I mean, Bang. Yeah, some guys. Yeah. There's some guys that I feel like Paul said, get a JD5 that can help the defense. You know what I'm saying? There's some guys. If you draft right, and no projects and crap, you draft right. And just draft something like that could change your defense, man. Yeah, Glen. All right, dude. Yeah, players and coaches need a win. I mean, they need a win, but I don't look.
Yeah, they do.
I'm at a point in the season where I'm like with DC Slim a little bit. Like I don't need. You can be when your team plays a certain way, you can get emotionally detached on playoffs or whatever. It's the only way they can get you in that mode is when they win enough, and then they remind you, oh snap, we're in the race. That's what it is. Like when a team there's a thing when an overall team shows you who they are, like you kind of get like, all right, man, whatever. So I do like that. I do agree with DC Slim. Like I'm not gonna be like as a fan. That's where I'm at. Players and coaches are different from fans. They're different from fans, definitely. All right. Make sure y'all subscribe to our podcast. I'm gonna remind y'all again. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and go Errrything. Also, tweet us at ABG_Errrything. He does that on IG and TikTok at ABG_Errrything. Make sure you subscribe to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel as well. Everybody who's in this YouTube chat, please hit that like button right now. It does well for the Commanders algorithm. So make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on some other mechanism or other platform, go to our All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel and hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all kept this show dope. I mean, y'all almost could have me awake, but I'm really not awake. So I mean, like y'all really didn't achieve the mission. I'm still kind of sleepy. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your fault. It's the Commanders' fault. It's not your fault. It's the NFL's fault, actually. It's the NFL's fault. Having games at 9 o'clock is nasty work. It's just nasty work. Don't they know what content creators ain't built like that? What we doing out here? You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't in Spain. We out here trying to get y'all to some good content, and they out here giving shows that doing games at 9:00, knowing we gotta do one at 8:00. It's nasty work. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Errrything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. Ayeti deuces. We are out.